Virtual and mixed reality is becoming more and more accessible to people year over year between all of the available options. You've got headsets for game consoles, augmented reality glasses, and devices like this, which is Meta's new Quest 3S VR headset. What makes this special is the price point starting at $299, which makes this far more affordable for a lot of people and bringing VR to more homes. Meta did send this out for me to check out a bit early, but they don't have any say or see in this video at all, so everything I am saying is my own opinion. With that, here's a first look at the Meta Quest 3S from a new VR user who loves both media and gaming. Starting with how this headset looks and feels, honestly it's heavier than I thought it would be right out of box, although it's still lightweight. In hand, the headset is pretty much all plastic, but doesn't really feel cheap or expensive at the same time. It just feels like it's built super solid, especially at this price point. The included head strap distributes the weight decently well, and it's adjustable enough to fit just about any head. On my head, it did feel pretty secure actually, even while moving around, so this is pretty comfortable overall. Now, something I'm super grateful for is the fact that there's a glasses riser in the box, which does give you more room for your glasses while wearing the headset. This is absolutely gargantually amazing for anybody who does wear glasses. Of course, you could always look into the prescription options or even just wear contacts, but for anybody who doesn't really want to fuss around with that, the riser here does allow you to wear your glasses pretty comfortably inside the headset. And if you do want to lump in the pass-through quality into the whole comfort side of things, not that I've really tried many VR headsets, but this is by far the best one I've tried so far. The pass-through is definitely good enough that I don't really get any sort of dizziness or nausea while I'm wearing this, but I'm sure mileage will vary between people. Still, I can look at my phone if I want to, if I'm looking up any sort of passwords or whatever else, or just simply be aware of my surroundings, which is always nice. I think the longest time I spent in this headset was about 45 minutes before stopping, not for any sort of discomfort or anything like that, but I was just ending my session. And even still, after those long sessions, while the headset is a little warm to the touch, none of that heat made it to my face, which is always a good sign. Driving this beastly headset though is the Snapdragon XR2 Gen 2 chip alongside 8GB of RAM, which seriously makes this headset incredibly snappy. I can't say I have a good reference point when it comes down to the VR experiences, but even still, everything on here is snappy and near instant. Plus the UI actually feels complete, and this is definitely a well fleshed out product. From a display and lens standpoint at least, this headset does look great with excellent levels of sharpness and detail. I'll leave a pop-up here for the actual lens specs if you are interested in that, but so far everything on here from media to games has been excellent. For me at least, this headset arrived just at the perfect time since I am incredibly sick right now, so I have been spending a lot of time in here just recuperating. The lenses are sharp as hell, incredibly responsive, and they don't give me any sort of additional sickness to what I'm feeling right now. And while I don't have any use case where I'd be running through a full battery on this headset, this is spec'd to have a total runtime of about 2.5 hours. Again, that is sort of depending on what you're doing. Where it really does it for me though is definitely the gaming experience. From what I've seen in the past, they've mostly just been borderline tech demos, and they look cool and all, but they weren't actually good games. Between the actual visuals, interactions, and controller haptics, this is one of those experiences that makes me feel like an old man living in the future. And as much as I still want Xbox to release physical game consoles, Xbox Live Cloud Gaming on here is an awesome way to game, especially with an additional window off to the side. For myself, enjoying some YouTube or Netflix while still playing Xbox all inside this headset has been pretty awesome. Connecting a Bluetooth controller is easy as ever and makes for a massive gaming experience. I imagine this would definitely be dependent on your internet connection, but for me at least, it works incredibly well, and this headset is awesome for gaming. If we are actually talking about the included controllers though, these might be the most comfortable to hold remotes I've ever laid hands on. They're built incredibly well in hand, and they aren't too light nor heavy at the same time. These do run off AA batteries and give an excellent response in the headset. I'm not too sure if these are camera tracked, gyroscope, or whatever else, but man, their orientation is accurate no matter what I'm doing. Even for the times I don't want to use controllers, I can use just my hands, which works decently enough. I mainly use my hands for typing on the keyboard, but not much else if I'm being honest, since the actual handheld remote is just really that good. They're comfy to hold, have great haptics, and they do the job well. Now, outside of gaming, my next favorite thing to do here is definitely watch media. One thing I was surprised with was the actual speaker quality on this headset, since I wasn't expecting it to sound as good as it does. And not that it really matters, but here's a quick sound test. Now for apps in my short time using this headset, I've spent some good time on YouTube, Meta TV, another app called Big Screen, which actually gave me access to Disney Plus and Crunchyroll, which I didn't actually see in the native Meta App Store. And weirdly enough, while I can search Netflix in the Meta Store, I can't actually install it, which is wacky, but still I did end up just using the browser, and that worked perfectly fine. With that, the multi-screen functionality here is awesome like I mentioned, especially if you're doing anything else like gaming or doing any sort of computer link work. And while I have no idea who Sabrina Carpenter is, this live performance thing was absolutely insane, and I can only wish for artists that I do know of. Apart from that, while I'd love to pretend like I'll be using this headset for productivity, I likely won't. While it does have tools like PC Connect to give me a massive screen for my MacBook, I'd rather just keep this headset for fun stuff, since that's where all the power lies anyways. I think at most I'd love to do some planning and writing on here for some YouTube videos, but at the end of the day, for me, this is a fun time machine. One thing I really do wish though is that it did have certain music apps like Apple Music or Spotify, particularly for when I'm gaming. If all else fails though, YouTube still has me covered for this for any music I might want. As for what's in the box, of course, you have the headset itself, the glasses spacer, which again is probably my favorite thing about this whole thing, a Type-C to C cable with a power brick, alongside the included controllers. Sold separately though, you can get a charging dock for your controllers, which is always a huge plus. Alongside this carrying case, if you really are thinking about traveling with this headset, better be safe than sorry. Now, with everything I've spoken about, I can definitely see the vision for this product, as it's simply much better than what I was expecting. The tech head in me is totally impressed by this, especially at the price point. As someone who's trying a MetaQuest for the first time, a part of me can't help but wonder what everything looks like in the regular MetaQuest 3 in its 4K glory. Still, for this price point, this actually is awesome, so well done Meta. For my use case at least, it will still remain entertainment based for both media and gaming, and it does a magnificent job at both of those. But let me know down in the comment section what you guys would use this for. I will have this link down below as well if you do want to check it out. Till next time.